Greetings from Israel, where the festival of Hanukkah has begun, commemorating Israel's victory over the Greek armies more than 2,000 years ago. Although it is a time of happiness, unfortunately it has been overshadowed by the recent events that took place on a beach in Australia today. And it has been stained with blood during an event organized by the Jewish community, precisely for the lighting of the Hanukkah candles. I also bring you images of a surgical operation here in Gaza, where Israel eliminated a phantom yesterday that they had been hunting for 2 years. And third, the emotional videos that the Israeli army recovered from some computers, from some cameras. No. Gaza tunnel, where you can see 6 of the kidnapped Israelis who were later killed. They were filmed while lighting the candles for this Hanukkah celebration 2 years ago. The families, the hostages, have not only allowed the images to be shared, but have also asked for them to be spread, so that the barbarity of Hamas is not forgotten. And I want to start with an uncomfortable question. What happens when a Western country tolerates hate for months in the name of freedom of expression? I don't know your opinion on this, but it's part of the answer. Today he's in a morgue in Sydney, so we're moving to Bondi Beach. For those unaware, it's a famous spot in Australia known for surfing sun and families. The Jewish community was organizing a Hanukkah event by the sea. The atmosphere is festive. There are kids, there's music, and suddenly chaos. 2 armed men, strategically positioned on a bridge, open fire on 1,000 people. The result is devastating. At the time of making this video, 12 confirmed dead, including the rabbi who organized the event, Eli Schleisinger, a man who dedicated his life to bringing light and who leaves behind 5 orphaned children, including a baby to whom he had recently performed his Brit Milah. His circumcision can be seen in the images. The New South Wales police added that another 29 people as of the time of recording this video have been confirmed injured, including 2 police officers. Alright, let's get into the details, because as time goes by, more and more information is coming out about the perpetrators as well as the victims. Among them is Alex Kleinman. Alex was a Holocaust survivor. I want you to process that historical irony. Alex survived the Nazis when he was a child. He endured the cold, hunger, and persecution in Europe. And 80 years later, in 2025, in a free and democratic country like Australia, he dies from a gunshot to the head. Do you know why he died? Not for running away. He died. New police. The leak did that this one quote, no matter how much the listener tries to by understanding, clearly paid attention and fallen. Sandro reports that informants informed about this. There was a stolen car which his job. The authorities are investigating his possible links to extremist Islam and whether he belonged to a terrorist organization. The police stated that a black flag was found near the vehicle used by the terrorists, although it has not yet been confirmed whether it is a jihadist flag, like the one linked to Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, which is black. The claims circulating on social media that Akram emigrated from Larog, Pakistan, have not been officially confirmed. Images of his identification have even been published. A few hours after the attack, dozens of police officers raided Akram's family home. In Bondi, a suburb in southeastern Sydney, 3 people were seen leaving the house with their hands up and 2 were detained. The police have not revealed their identities or their connection to the suspect. How is it possible that all this is happening in a country like Australia? Prime Minister Netanyahu was very tough today. He was right. Australia let anti-Semitism grow like a cancer, and that's true. Since October 7, 2023 marches have been allowed in the streets of Sydney where people shouted, "Globalize the Intifada," images and marches that I have shared with you many times on this channel. The Australian government, in its eagerness to be the flag on the ground, at Tecnologic Oficina Alameda, Ildic Functionaliter Expoes 100 Alameda. While everyone was running, Ahmed saw the shooter and didn't think twice, camouflaged, hiding behind a car. He waited for the right moment to lunge at him, tackled him from behind and took the rifle away from him. Ahmed was shot in the process, but he saved dozens of lives. The man is very courageous. The information circulating is that his life is out of danger. This is what the West doesn't understand. The war is not between Jews and Muslims, Ahmed proved it. The war is between people who want to live just like Ahmed. Like Alex and the people who love death, like Akram and his accomplices. It's civilization against barbarism. And Australia has just learned this lesson in the most painful way. The president of the World Zionist Organization, Jacob Aguel, stated in response to the attack, I quote, "The series of anti-Semitic attacks around the world is shocking and reminds us all of the dark periods in history. Since October 7, a war has broken out not only against the state of Israel, but against all Jews around the world. They have become the eighth front of this war. We will be closely following the development of this news because they will surely update details throughout the week." So, while Australia mourns, Israel acts. Yesterday, Saturday, the Israeli Defense Forces did something that has made all the diplomats in Washington and Europe very nervous as they await the second phase of the agreement between Israel and Hamas. In the midst of a fragile truce, honestly, Israel has launched a precision strike in the Al Nabulsi neighborhood of Gaza. A drone fired at a vehicle. The target? Radsat, you don't know this name, but you should. Radsat was not an ordinary soldier. He was the chief of operations of Hamas, the number 2 in the entire military structure. But more importantly, Israeli intelligence. They point to him as the mastermind behind the Jericho Wall document. Remember? That document was the master plan written years earlier, also conceived by the same Singar, and it detailed exactly how to invade Israel on October 7th. The gliders, the tractors, the kidnappings, it all came from his mind. In part, the blood of 1,200 Israelis was in the ink of this man's pen. Now, I know what many critics are going to say, Ari, but how can you attack right now? There is a truce in place. Israel is provoking. It's even breaking this truce. So let's clarify something and put this in context. There is indeed a truce, but a truce. Israeli intelligence tracks Gaza's top commanders day and night, 24 hours a day. Obviously, when they come to the surface, since they had been tracking Saad, they discovered that Saad was not resting during the truce. He was using the pause to rearm the battalions and plan a new wave of attacks. He was rebuilding the military machinery. When the enemy uses a ceasefire to load the weapon, they're going to fire tomorrow. Eliminating him is not a violation of the truce, it's self-defense preventive. Israel waited for the perfect moment to minimize collateral damage and succeeded. Only he and his escorts were eliminated. I want to share a human detail that made an impact. The drone operator who fired the missile gave an anonymous interview just today. He's a 26-year-old guy. His name is Captain A. Obviously, that's not his real name. In part of his statement, he said that he received the order to eliminate the second in command of Hamas and that he felt very proud for completing the mission. 2 hours later, he was in Tel Aviv eating hamburgers with his friends and watching soccer, and this last part about eating hamburgers and watching soccer. It may sound cold, but think about it. It's the essence of Israel. Israel doesn't kill for pleasure. People don't hand out sweets here in Israel in the streets. When an enemy dies, like they do, like they celebrate, here the dirty work is done, eliminating the monster, eliminating the terror, and then people just try to go back to living a normal life. That disconnection is the mental health of the people of Israel. It's the only way to survive in this conflict. A reality that many find hard to understand from the safety and normality of the country where they are. Saad's elimination sends a clear message to Hamas's political leadership. Nowhere is safe, not in tunnels, cars, or even during a truce. If you have Jewish blood on your hands, consider yourself a dead man walking, rightfully so. Today, Hamas was celebrating its 38th anniversary since its creation, and its celebration was marked by a public rejection of disarmament. This puts the second phase of the process in Gaza on hold, since disarmament is an indisputable and conditional part for carrying out this second phase. Alright, now let's move on to the hostage videos, which this week shocked all of Israel. A few days ago, the army and the families of the hostages made the decision to release these never-before-seen videos. That footage was recovered from a Hamas camera in a tunnel in Rafah. The videos are dated December 2023, exactly 2 years ago, during the Hanukkah holiday. In the image, we see 6 faces that we already know all too well. From today, the day of today, today, the day of today, the day of today. It's obvious why they were all murdered. We already know the end of this whole drama. We know they survived that winter, they survived the spring, and it's known that in August 2024, 8 months after recording that video, when the Israel Defense Forces troops were nearby because they had been identified, their captors looked them in the eyes and simply shot them at point-blank range in cold blood.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has kept us alive, sustained us, and brought us to this time. Amen.
Why publish these videos now? Well, their families have said the whole world should see their strength.
Hanukkah Hamis Beach, Hastiji more in a song of praise. Hanukkah Hamis Beach.
And obviously, in all of this, there's a clear message. Look at the contrast. In Sydney, free men with all the opportunities in the world chose darkness and killed innocents in Gaza. Young people kidnapped in the deepest hell chose the light, kept their Jewish identity, their faith, and their hope until the very last moment. Hamas recorded those videos to mock, to make psychological propaganda, but it backfired on them, as they say, because what we see today is not humiliation, it's dignity. It's proof that they can kidnap our bodies, but they can't kidnap our soul. It's proof of the cruelty, cynicism, and barbarity of the terrorists who not only wave their Palestinian flags in Gaza as a symbol, not of resistance, as many believe and as many support in their pro-Palestinian marches, but this is not resistance, this is terror. So the videos of the 6 kidnapped people. Today, it's the moral fuel for all of Israel when people ask, why does Israel keep fighting? Why doesn't it accept any agreement that would allow Hamas to stay and give it a chance? It's precisely because of them, because Hertz lit that candle believing that they would come to look for him, to save him. I'm sure that was his wish and the wish of his 5 companions. And even though the army arrived too late to save their lives, Israel is determined to seek justice for their memory. Today, the Jewish and free worlds face attacks from Australia's beaches to Gaza's alleys. But if these 3 stories teach us anything, it's that the equation is simple. They, the terrorists from Sydney, never love death more than we love life. Us, Alex Kleinman, the captain of the Hertz drone in the tunnel before he was killed, and you who are watching me, we sanctify life. Israel has recovered 27 bodies of the hostages who were killed. Only one is missing, Sergeant Ranbilly. Hamas says that he is under rubble, that they need heavy machinery, then they say they don't have it. Simple excuses after the elimination. Today, out of instinct, they know that Israel has them all in its sights, which seals their immediate fate to remain in the darkness of their terror tunnels. The tunnels they once used to hide the kidnapped. While they strutted around all of Gaza, today those tunnels are their own sewers, and Israel will not stop until it brings its last son home. Don't leave without leaving your like. Share this video. See you.